back to Cross Stitch the Globe. This is a channel about cross stitch. I'm Stephanie.
I'm Allison.
And today is a floss tube. If you are new to Flosstube or if you came to us via one of our tutorials or other videos, a Flosstube episode is where we do a very deep dive. You might have seen the timestamp. We don't have any clue if it's going to be 90 minutes or 150 minutes, but it's a
Probably
very long,
closer.
very deep dive into our personal stitching. So we have all the things that we're working on here. We have all of our plans listed out, anything we've bought, and they're really fun. We have 3 kinds of videos on our channel. So if you came to us from another kind of video, we also have in between these bi-weekly, every other week Flosstube episodes, we have Flosstube Extras where we do deep dives into more like advanced topics, things that people who have been stitching for a while might find interesting, like a particular designer. Or next week's one is one I'm really excited about. We talked about what it's like. Allison's a product or project stitcher. I'm a process stitcher. We talked about what that meant to us and like our like the pros and cons and what we like about the other style. And so you'll see that next week.
Yeah.
On Thursdays, we have little mini tutorials that are like 10 to 20 minutes, usually closer to 10, where we take one beginner topic and we break it down. And those are for beginners. We started making them for people who buy patterns from our Etsy shop, but we know that even experienced stitchers sometimes like to dip into those. And if you are an experienced stitcher and you watch one and you have something to add to the topic, please do. We love when the comments become really resourceful too.
Group knowledge is a good thing.
Yeah. So let's dive in. We like to start our videos by opening my notes so I can remember what we started them with.
Stephanie almost forgot her iPad and we're like, we can't do this.
Please, close it up.
Nope.
One of the people who mentioned us did say like, you guys need to stop ironing. Like it's too, it was really funny. Okay, so we do like to start by thanking people who mentioned and recommended us on their channels, because that is the best way for us to find new channels, is by people who we like talking about who they like.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It means a lot when we get mentioned. So first of all, I had watched this, but this video came out before we recorded last, like maybe like one day before, and I had watched the video and forgot to mention it, and that's Thread Gremlins.
Oh, right.
They are so fun. It's 3 friends. If one of the things you like about us is that we show a lot of different types of stitching and we have different types of personalities, and like it's fun to see interplay, you'll love Thread Gremlins. They've done some extras. They did an extra, well, they've done at least one extra that I watched, which was they did some dyeing experiments, which was really fun. I haven't watched their most recent one. That's on my to watch list for this week, but check them out. Anyone we mention, any shop, any channel, any pattern is always in the description. So they're going to be listed. Go check them out. The next one is somebody I want to mention who just tagged us like literally as I was like walking out the door. And I texted you like that you should watch it, because I was like, I played it in the car on the way over here because I was like, you know, like you're normally stitching, so you can't like stop and watch anyway.
Yeah.
Like, so I have to go. She did just talk about one thing that I want to go back and watch towards the end, where she talks about using this one tool. But that her name is Salty Stitcher, and she is based in Texas. She's a therapist. She has green hair and tons of tattoos. Just started her first Mirabilia. Been stitching for 20 years. Like, very up our alley type.
That is right up our alley.
Channel.
Well, hello if
Her
you're watching.
First one was
as well.
so good. She did a little, so she calls herself a monogamous stitcher who her SALs get out of control.
Okay.
So she's like, she'll have 1 or 2 focus projects and then a bunch of SALs going on in the background. But like some of the SALs I hadn't even heard of, which I feel like any SAL that came out in the last year, I've like watched so much Flosstube, I've seen someone show it, and she had ones that I still hadn't heard of. She very into Witchy Stitcher, which is Garden Crafts, Quarterian, is it Quarterian Collection? Is that the full name? But I really enjoyed her first video, and she's been stitching for 20 years. She said that, so she says we were one of the first people she watched, which is like, so.
Thank you.
It's very strange and cool and strange and cool to be like one of the first floss tubes somebody watches, when you're like, but we just got here.
We just got here 7 months ago.
I know, but it still feels like, it still feels brand new, even though it's like, well, a lot of channels we watch had only been doing it for 6 months when we started watching them.
That's true.
But she said that she probably had an original Thomas Kincaid kit like 15 years ago, and if she can find it, she's definitely gonna get the pattern to someone.
Nice.
She's like, I don't know if it's here or where.
Yeah.
But that I just was really taken with her video because like, in the same way that like when we talked about Catherine Turnbull, who was like a knitter who was getting into cross stitch like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Maybe that was like 2 videos ago. It was like, it's one thing to be like doing your craft by yourself, and then it's another thing when you realize there's all these people that want to do it with you, and that's what happened to you.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's like you were just doing it quietly here by yourself.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and then I was like, well, I'll do it with you, and then I was like, and we should do it with these people.
Yeah.
You guys, we should do it all together.
And then it blew up.
And so like it's very I just really liked her, but also she's got 20 years of stitching experience, but she's stepping into the community for the first time, which is such a cool place to be.
Yeah.
So go check her out. That's the Salty Stitcher.
Oh, I can't wait.
Hathaway Stitchers mentioned us because Erin mentioned in her their Stitch With Me video that one of her unicorns was on the list, and she was our most expensive patterns video as an honorable mention, but what she failed to mention was the year before it went for over $400. So prices fluctuate, but it's not as, it's definitely a pattern that like, if you see it, get it. But go watch them. Their stitches me to find out what pattern that was. Chandria Carroll mentioned us. I love Chandria Carroll. Do you watch her? She lives in northern Kentucky. She's friends with Willow Woman Crafts. Like,
oh, then probably.
They're like, yeah, because you're the one that introduced me to Tara.
Yeah, Tara's great.
But she said that she liked that we were sisters and she wished she had a sister to stitch with, and that made me feel like very good, but also like another person who's like on Flosstube for the community. So go check her out. Like, she's very cool. I think she's going to StitchCon.
Oh, fine.
I think she is.
Yeah.
So but I don't know what weekend or anything. But go check her out. I really like her. And anyone who's like LNS is keepsakes, I'm instantly like jealous of. Oh, Hathaway Stitchers, Chandria Carroll, you guys need to know each other.
Oh, right.
Because I don't know like
Flosstube
where you all
connections.
live, but I know you all could meet up at Keepsakes one day.
Yeah.
Okay, World on a String by Dara. I think I've been mispronouncing. I think I was saying Dara, and I think it's Dara. So I'll talk about her more when we get to the Herbalist SAL, but she said some really nice things about our channel. But I will talk more about her when I show the whip that I'm working on that she designed, because she's a cross stitch designer. Andy, the crow stitcher, suggested people watch us, and it was really sweet. And she's another person where it's like, if you like Wicked Cat Stitch, or if you like, I'm blanking on our friend Kat's YouTube name.
Which one? We have a couple cats. Whittier Stitches?
Whittier Stitches. If you like Whittier Stitches, or you like Camden Stitcher, I would definitely go check out Crow Stitcher. Soul Stitchers mentioned us, but we'll talk more about them later because they're your like...
my BFF.
Fanny is your cross stitch wife.
She is my cross stitch wife.
But they mentioned the Mirabilia Parade to check out, so thank you guys. And
you should watch her upcoming one to see what happens.
to see what happens.
That I may or may not have influenced.
So Allison is like just started her first Mirabilia and is already trying to get other people to start Mirabilias, which is so great.
I know. It's like contagious.
It's like you guys enable me, and then I enable Allison, and then Allison enables Fanny, and it just spreads across the globe.
And then across the globe, literally. Now, Fanny, it's your turn. You need to get some more love going. We'll do this across the whole world.
Well, and the Soul Stitchers, they just put out their second video, and it was like, we watched it here, so I haven't commented yet because we watched it on when we were like literally sitting here after we filmed last. Yeah. But we love them, and it's so much. They have such good, fun designers,
and they have so many good whips going, like ones I'd never seen anywhere else. Like French designers I'd never heard of that I'm so happy that I got to see. Well, and
if a lot of the French Flosstube is in French, which obviously is great for French speakers, it means it's very hard for us to access it. So it's so cool to see, like, I love when somebody who's Belarusian or Russian or Ukrainian or Spanish does it in English because it's so fun for us.
Yeah.
Some of them do it in both, which seems like a lot of work, but it's super cool.
Yeah.
But we love the Soul Stitchers.
Yeah.
And then Jamie Cruz, who's recommended us before, she used your needle minder tutorial. Not this one, but the one before that to make the needle minder. So that was cool and helpful.
That worked out.
And I'll link any videos I mentioned that are ours. I'll also link in the description. So if you're like a needle minder tutorial, well, we have 2, and I'll link them in the description. The Cozy DH, they are the person that teased us about ironing all the projects. So they commented that similar to the way that I felt, they didn't feel like included in Mirabilia stitching, and also they are not female, so they don't like, they wouldn't see themselves in a Mirabilia to begin with. Right. There are a few Mirabilias that are mid, but I don't think there's any like non-binary, and there are some couples, but I don't think there are any that are like as like gender inclusive as maybe a lot of stitchers would like. But they watched our Mirabilia parade, and then they went looking and they found one for them. Okay. So that was really cool.
That's wonderful.
There are like 200 plus there's like 500 or 400 Noras. Like, you're not gonna like all of them, but if you like one of them, that's a fun place to start. And then you might be like, well, I like this about this one, so this other one is something like similar or whatever. But yeah, like, go back a year and tell me, I'd be really excited about showing like my progress on a mermaid, and I'd be like, that's not me.
That's true. That's very true.
We all get like, it's just sucked in.
Yeah.
Okay, so next, Rose from Untwist Your Stitches. Hi, Rose, who's a friend, and we love her. Recommended our channel, especially like beginner tutorials. I think if there's somebody you're trying to get into stitching, when we have a few more tutorials out, it'd be nice, like when we have like, you know, like a full, like, this is how you do it kind of set, you can be like, no, it's not that hard in here.
It's not that hard, and we will help step by step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Natalia from Official Mermaids Cove. Now, if you like mermaids, she had a mermaid parade recently, so she recommended our channel, and I didn't write down which video it was that she recommended, but and now we're doing that thing where we're just like, oh, we like you, and you like us, and we like you. But if you're into Mira May for some mermaid progress, go check her out. And she is doing one of the test stitches for Periwinkle, the mermaid from Whittier Stitches.
Oh, so, that's cool.
Which is like perfect.
That is really cool. I went and followed Periwinkle, and I like her stuff. She's so positive. I like it. Bubbles. What is it? Periwinkle is the name of the mermaid that's the model for it.
Does it have an Instagram account?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, go follow Periwinkle Mermaid. She's Bubbles and Kisses. I think that's her sign off. Bubbles and Kisses.
And then So What Stitcher. So we had mentioned her. I think we congratulated her. And she is doing the green conversion on Lady the Flag.
Oh, cool.
Allison's stitching the gold version, which is the original. And then I will, at some point when you're done with it, probably do the blue version to celebrate my husband becoming a U.S. citizen in the future.
Yeah.
So check out her green conversion. She is gonna, I think she said she wanted to put some time on that, and Royal Holiday, which is another Mirabilia that I really like. That's the Christmas Queen one.
She has a lot of those. Winter Queen.
Well, okay, so this one is, Royal Holiday is like, have you seen Fiber Arts Amy's pillow of a Mirabilia head? It's a very specific thing. Yeah. Well, anyway, I love Royal Holiday. It's on, I actually own the pattern as one of like, I'm really into the Christmas Mirabilias. The problem is like, when do you stitch them? Because you're not, so at some point you have to stitch them not in season, or you would never finish one. So I'm going to start Christmas Elegance this year, but she's going to work on Royal Holiday.
Cool.
Which is one of my favorites. Like, one of my top 30, you know.
Oh my gosh. Because you just mentioned there's like 700.
Yeah, because I just keep finding ones that I like, and there are like so many, but then you're like, wait a minute. And I'm going to show today I bought another vintage pattern that I mentioned last time that it came. So
good.
All right. So those are people who mentioned us. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Most of those people, for the most part, are people we watch regularly and really love. Obviously, some of them are newer. And so I highly recommend all their channels. They'll all be listed. Now, I've either been sick or taking care of sick people, and then getting sick again, and then taking care of new sick people for the last 2 weeks. So I didn't watch as much Flosstube as normal because I wasn't stitching very much, and sometimes I watch Flosstube when I don't stitch in the mornings, but at night if I'm not stitching, because I'm like trying to like you know, keep a child from like screaming, or if I'm like so tired, then I don't watch Flosstube at night because I feel bad that I'm not stitching.
Yeah.
So I'm very behind. So I don't have any congratulations because I don't check up on people. I just write it down as somebody says like, oh, we just hit a milestone on subscribers or an anniversary. Yeah. I'll write it down. But I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to go find it because that would be creepy.
Yeah.
So I actually don't have anybody to congratulate this week. I may find as I catch up over the next 2 weeks that there's somebody I missed that I'll add to for the next one. And if you know of anyone you want to send a congratulations to, send it to me. Birthdays, so I have 3 birthdays to mention, but again, I might have missed some people. So if you know of anybody who had a birthday, send it to me. So I want to say happy birthday to Leah from Leah's Cross Stitch Corner.
Her birthday was yesterday. Saturday.
And she just showed her birthday present on her last Flosstube.
Oh my God.
And it was a cool one.
It's so cool. Go look at it. Hi, Frankie.
And then Jessie Marie Does Stuff, her birthday.
Happy birthday.
And then Megan the Seattle Stitcher had her birthday. Happy birthday. And I don't remember what her birthday SAL was, but part of also why we like to talk about birthdays is because a lot of times people host birthday SALs.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and mention what my birthday SAL is gonna be during haul because it's there's like a limited time if you want to do the exact pattern that I'm going to do. So, but those are the birthdays to mention. So happy birthday and congratulations.
Birthday,
well, we didn't congratulate anyone, but okay.
Congratulations on your birthday.
Now we're going to go into Stitchy Kindness because my non-Stitcher friend sent us a really sweet Stitchy gift, and I don't want to make her wait to the end of a 90 to 2 hour long fiber arts video to say thank you. So you might have seen it in the thumbnail. I want to show you guys these notebooks. So mine says keep calm and stitch on, and Allison says cross stitch notes, and inside mine is graph paper,
and mine is just regular line
paper. So my friend Karen, who I will link to under Stitchy Kindness, she is a travel writer friend of mine. So I'm a travel writer and I convert my travel photos into cross stitch. She has started making notebooks, and she wasn't making cross stitch notebooks. She's been making these like cool composition notebooks with like lots of different things. So this is like a cute kitty one.
Isn't that adorable?
That she sells on Instagram or on Amazon. She also sells like travel guides to like Washington DC and stuff. And I was joking with her when we were on a call recently, and I joked with her like, oh, you should make me a cross stitch notebook. Like cross stitches, we don't have enough like things for us. Like everybody makes things for knitters.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay. And then she did it. And she spent a few days like going back and forth with me asking like, you know, is this cover good? What is this color good? What, like, would you guys use a grid? And I'm like, yes. So I have the gridded one. So she sent us these as a gift after she made them, which was so sweet.
So cool.
And this, I have the grid because since I design patterns, I can use this because I want to start doing little extra things on some of them. And so I can actually draw in here and then go take it to Max Stitch and make it into patterns. But without Max Stitch is kind of annoying, and like Max Stitch is a great program, but it's also very annoying. And so it'd be nice to have like to draw the pattern first before I have to like get in the program, because it tends to just like shut down.
Oh,
like it uses a lot of resources, and and things don't always like open for like 5 minutes. It's very like, it's very good for what it does, but it's also like, this will be so much better.
Oh, good. You'll have the backup.
So if you're thinking of designing cross stitch, and you wanted like a graph paper notebook, I'll link to this one. And then Allison just has like, can just take notes, because I know.
I actually, this would have come in really handy because I don't even know what I did it. I've just been scribbling.
You were saying about your notebook before I interrupted.
Oh, this would have been really good because I was trying to keep track of how many hours I'm doing on one project, and I've just been using the back of a different notebook.
Well, the cool thing is like,
if
you wanted to track whips on there, you could, but if you also just like, we take notes for Flosstube, right? And when we show up to a Flosstube, I have this many notes. So Allison doesn't really do notes in this, so you can do your Flosstube notes in there. Yeah. But also if you don't have a Flosstube and you just are like, want to have a place to scribble things down that nobody else is going to mess with. So Karen, thank you so much. I can't believe I was like, hey, you should make me a notebook. And then
she did it.
Made us notebooks. And I'll link to them in the description because she spent a few days like getting them right and asking me things. So I think these will be really helpful for stitchers, especially I think this is so cool.
If you want to design, your own.
Like,
that would be helpful even if you weren't a designer, you just wanted to like customize.
Yeah, well, I was thinking like for you, like I was like, which one should we each get? I was like, if Allison took this one, she could make it for like making her name and like a personalization, like initials and stuff. So, it's all like very cool. And then her other, we showed the one with like the cats, but she has lots of notebooks up. And also like if there's a notebook you really want, or you think like, I like to buy a notebook that for cross stitchers that has X, Y, and Z in it. I'm sure Karen would like help you make it. So if you want to get in touch with her, let me know. But I will put in under Stitchy Kindness, I will link to her Washington DC travel website, which is excellent. Her rooftop, like her guide to like happy hour DC, she went to all the happy hours in DC to like, it's not like, oh, Google or AI. No, it's like on the ground. Like her DC art like website is really good. So I'll link to that.
Katie, the novel stitcher, was talking about how DC is better. It has a lot better stuff than, I think she was in Lower PA.
Than Philadelphia. Yeah, she lives in the Philly burbs. Well, funny is Karen is from Philadelphia and I live in Philadelphia, but we didn't overlap. And she doesn't live in DC anymore. She moved away, but she wrote her DC website for a long time while she was there. But that's DC, fun. Like if you're still playing
so that's
DC,
the second plug I've gotten for DC. I
check it out.
Yeah, I need to go.
DC's so much fun. And also her website covers like Maryland and like Delmarva, a lot of the area. Yeah. But I'll also link to these notebooks. Thank you so much, Karen.
Thanks, Karen.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
All right, so now let's dive into stitching. Allison, do you have any?
Remember, you have to ask all the questions.
Okay. Allison, do you have any FFOs? Do you have any fully finished objects?
I do have a fully finished object. Are you even ready for this?
I'm ready because I saw it last week.
Are you ready for this? It's a pillow. And it's stuffed with walnut shells.
Also,
crushed walnut shells.
Also called lizard litter or lizard glitter.
Litter, because it's literally the litter box.
You bought it that you can buy it like pet stores.
I did not. I paid quite a bit of money for it at a quilting store, but that's okay because I didn't know where to find it before. I didn't know what it looked like.
Quilter?
The Savage Quilter in Oklahoma City. And I say a lot. It was not a lot, but it was more than I'm sure it would have been at a pet store.
I don't know. Sometimes craft stuff is more, sometimes it's less. It's all like crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes just as a crafter, you got to look at a price at like 5 different places.
Yeah.
But we love the Savage Quilter.
But isn't it adorable?
They also sell Cosmo Floss if you're looking for. What pattern is this?
So this is the Queen That Was by Ink Circles.
Oh, it's so good.
Thanks. And then turn it around. I also got this fabric at the Savage Quilter, and so perfectly.
Yeah.
So I just I used the the ladder stitch to stitch it all up so that you can't see the clothing. Ooh. The closing. I need to get a little bit better at it because I did see that one of the little shells had popped out, and I don't know how that happened.
Well, you also have animals that could like.
I do, but so far they've left it alone.
Is Frankie on your wits?
Yes.
This cat. The second I got here, all of her animals were like, "Oh, you must want to hold us," and it's like, "No, I held humans all day. I would like to be not touched."
Sometimes, if you hold him, he'll get it out of his system, and then he'll never want to be touched.
There's something about this neighborhood because there was this dog lying in the road, just like brushing his hair, and I was like trying to pass, and I was like honking my horn, and the dog did not want to move. I have a whole video. I'm not gonna show it for like internet safety reasons. Of like, do you like, some weirdo like geo figures out where your house is, but yeah, I have a funny video of like a dog just like refusing to get out of the way of my car. Like this is just maybe there's just something about this neighborhood where the animals are like, we run the show here.
They do. We have like 5 cats.
There's like a band of feral cats.
Yeah, who just hang out outside our house. But I think one of them belongs to the next door neighbor. Oh. That or they just let it in their house. I'm not sure.
Either or.
I don't know.
The cats run the show here.
Yeah.
Oh, and the dogs, all the animals.
It's a very friendly neighborhood.
All right. Okay. Do you have any finishes?
I do. Do you have any FFOs?
I don't have any FFOs. Okay. I almost had an FFO, and then I didn't have one of the things I needed to actually. So I got the piece out. I washed it. I ironed it. I had the thing to FFO it, and then realized I didn't have the piece that goes in the middle. And so hopefully next time you guys will see it.
Next time. Okay. But I do have one finish, And it is my Mill Hill. This is, I think it's called Traditional Christmas Tree. And it's from their Christmas tree series. I did not do it on the perforated paper. I attempted to do it on the perforated paper.
This is an anti-perforated paper channel, and we don't want to hear your perforated paper propaganda.
I know.
Jan Holder. No, I'm just kidding.
So many people have no problem with it.
Well, no, because when I said, like, I don't like it, Jan's like, just try it, can't get one. I was like, I know, Jan, I will, because you're, like, the best. And I will for you, Jan, but...
I will not. But I had originally said I'm not doing a Mill Hill ever again. But I will. I'll just use it. I'll just use regular.
I think you could do almost every Christmas Mill Hill on this fabric.
Isn't it
looks
great?
So good.
Thanks.
Those beads look so good.
I had a lot of fun beading it.
You bought this pattern when we were from the Silver Needle because it had the little Raggedy Ann. Because
Yeah.
Allison, when we were growing up, had a Raggedy Ann.
Yeah. But that's the first time I've done the little treasure. So it has a little star on top. And I loved doing it. Like, I don't know why it took me. When did we start these? In January? Maybe December? I don't know why it took me 5 months to do it.
No, I think we started before Christmas last year.
Okay, well, I don't know why it took me 5+ months to do it.
Well, because you got really angry at it.
That's true. It was
hurt
emotional.
your hand. You lost half the floss. You had to buy new fabric. Like,
yeah, these colors are not exactly where they're supposed to be because I ran
so
out
good.
at the end.
Doesn't
I don't think you can tell. There's so much beading, I don't think you can tell.
no, it looks so good.
Thank you. And then I'm going to turn this into a circle ornament, hopefully by next Flosstube.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hold her to that.
Yeah.
If she does
I'm
a show.
enjoying the FFOs. I like
So
it.
in the extra, we're talking about product versus process. There's some other things we've like thought about since we recorded that, because we recorded that in our needle minder tutorial, the second one, on the same day. Right, so I've been like ruminating more and more and more about it, and it's like, of course you like FFOing because you're a product stitcher. So having the FFO is so much better for you than having it in a box.
It is, and I didn't have the confidence to do it myself until I watched a whole bunch of
in a couple years, if you practice all this stuff, I think you could be like, you have the skill level to be someone that people are like, hey, let me pay you money to finish.
Well, I have the interest enough to be like,
yeah, and you have a bedroom. If we can like figure out how to get. She has a second bedroom. We want to turn it into a craft room, but it is currently.
I need to raise money first.
It is currently like an animal bedroom, which I get it. Animals are important, but like my animal sleeps in my closet.
Yeah, but I have 3 animals, so they all sleep in there.
And I have to move because my children need their own bedrooms, so I'm not gonna get a craft room anytime soon. But I think if you had a craft room,
yeah,
and you had some practice,
yeah,
I think in a couple years you could be like.
Actually doing finishing.
Like, people could be like, here, I want to pay you money to turn this into a pillow because I don't want to do it. And you'd be like, I'll let you practice on mine.
Oh, okay. That's good.
See, I'm such
Wait a minute. I have more finishes. I'll practice on mine.
I'll give you my finish. I have a finish, like a bag of finishes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'll just give them to you.
Okay.
I
don't get to pick what they're finished into. I'm into pillows right now.
I'm really only into frames right now.
Oh, see, I don't know how to do that.
I have 4 Alfora's ornaments stitched up. If you want to practice ornaments.
I could do your ornaments. Yeah. I could totally do
because we don't even have a tree. Well, we'll probably get a tree this year, but you could practice on the ornaments. Yeah, that's...
Absolutely.
See,
okay, so Stephanie
generous.
will have some FFO soon.
I'm so generous. Okay. All right, is that all your finishes?
That is all my finishes.
Okay.
Do you have any finishes?
I do, and actually you have one more, but you're not going to show it because we finished the same thing.
Oh, because it's the same thing, yeah.
Look how cute she is. So Erin from Steel City Stitchers gave Allison and us one of her kittens, which are these cute little...
They're adorable. Show the
tens that are turned into little cross stitch kits, and then when you buy the kit, you get a needle minder and a needle, scissors, and then you get like 4 little packets, and in each packet is a pattern, the Ada to do the pattern. If you don't like white 14 count Ada, you could put your own fabric in.
Yeah.
Like you only need this much. And then the floss for it. So, and then also like a little tag, which I have to FFO this one, but I didn't have time to do it since I finished it. Like a tag to turn it into a little like, how cute is that?
So cute.
So, but we both finished, which is funny because when we picked out which patterns we wanted, you get 4 with the kitten. So we both picked out this one, but then the other ones we have are different.
Yeah.
So it's so funny that we both had this one and we started with this one.
Yeah.
So I finished her. You finished her too.
Yeah.
You're just, what's the point of showing
It's the exact same one.
So but
that's
how
what
cute
mine
is she? So I'll tag in under patterns. It's Erin from Steel City Stitchers, but the Instagram account for this is Cat on Creations, and then the summer patterns are out, and some of them look so cute. There's one that's like a tent, like a mountain scene under the stars. It's like almost full coverage, and then there's one that I think it is full coverage, actually, but like it's like this big full coverage.
Yeah.
Then there's like a little camper van and like lots of little cute summer ones. I still have 3 spring ones, so I don't need to like.
I'm going to start my other
re-up yet, but I stitched in a park during the solar eclipse, so there's dirt on the back, so this is definitely getting a wash. But that's the nice thing is like I only pulled this out when when the conditions for other stitching wouldn't have been good, or when I literally found myself with nothing else to do and just happened to pull it out of my purse. So this is a completely like bonus piece that didn't take up any stitching time from any other project. And that is so cool to be like, oh, okay, well I have this other thing and it didn't take away anything. It's just, because you know, when you have like 10 whips or 40 whips, then you're like, I want to work on this one, but it's taking time. This is like just like completely,
it was bonus. Yeah.
So I love it.
So how are you gonna FFO it?
So I am gonna. So she sends you instructions on how to FO it.
Oh, good.
On the tag.
Oh, are there?
In the kit. You probably just.
Oh, I didn't look it up.
I took a picture of the instructions. So I'm gonna do it like that.
Awesome.
Because I figured eventually I'll have enough of them that if I ever have like a seasonal tree or whatever, I'll have like 4 or 5 of like for spring ones that can go on there together.
Yeah.
And I did have you iron it just to fold it back up in the 10, but
that's okay.
So I'm gonna start the next one. The other 3 are just in my car, so like this will just be in my purse, and the next time one, you know, I'm in my car with like literally 15 minutes and no stitching, I'll just start the next one.
Yay. They're very, very handy.
I really loved it. And they're very cute, and it's like, I'm not a cutesy stitcher, so it's fun to stitch something cute knowing it's not taking away time from like any other project. It is literally just for fun. And that pattern's so cute. I could see myself stitching that pattern on like one of my daughter's things later, so I'm gonna hold on to the patterns.
Yeah. And is that 16 count Ada? So you could make it smaller.
You know what? I think it's 14 count, but now that you're saying that,
it's smaller than 14.
I don't think I ever saw where it was, right? It did feel a little bit tight. It might be 16.
I think it's 16.
But if you order one, it will definitely
I'm an Ada stitcher, so yeah, I think that's smaller than a 14.
Yeah, probably. So it might be 16. But also like,
but you could make it even tinier.
Once you have the setup of everything, and the needle minder, obviously you're not going to do the needle minder in there. You really use the needle minder to hold your pattern to the 10, so while you're sitting there reading. And I stitch this in hand because no like hoop would be that small. No.
But it's Ada, so it's stiffer, so it's easier to stitch. I think it's easier.
If you either are someone who doesn't like travel stitching your real projects, or you travel stitch your real projects all the time, but like sometimes you're just at dinner waiting, and you totally recommend it. And I know a couple people bought them after seeing them on this channel. Like, I totally recommend it. It doesn't take the place of anything else. It's just like a nice.
And it's discreet enough. I pulled it out in doctor's offices because I only have, a 15-minute
You're like, well, let me get out this Mirabilia. No, it's just
it's just tiny. Nobody will notice.
And people aren't going to come up and ask you about it because it doesn't look that crazy to them. It looks like a normal thing people would stitch, whereas like some of the things people in Flosstube stitch are not the things people think of as like cross-stitch projects, because they're not like the craft store.
It reminds me when Erin's story about being on the plane stitching that like dragon thing, and the lady's asking her like, "Oh, okay."
You're like, don't talk to me. I would be like, please don't talk to me.
I know. I'm like, this is none of your business. Go.
I have another. Well, it's not a finish. It's a finish for now. So my ink circles round robin. My quarter is done. So this is going in the post tomorrow. I can't remember who I sent it to, but the round robin, I'm doing it with Maggie from Kitschy Whips, Allie from Allie Z is Crafty, and Anna from Anna's Books and Stitches. They all have great floss tubes. Check them all out. They're all wonderful. Anna and Allie, I think, both just went to Stitch North.
Oh.
Maggie might have gone to Stitch North too.
Everyone but you.
It's okay. I'm not in the club of people that gets. As a travel writer, it's very funny to be like, no, I can't travel to the places right now, but that's what having 2 small children will do to you.
2 tiny kids.
They'll get older and they won't need me as much, and I'll get to travel, and then I'll be sad.
And then you'll be sad that they don't need you.
You never get to win as a mom. So that's my corner. This is this This is Wildflowers by Ink Circles, and this picture like blew up on my Instagram account, which is like so funny. So if you really like the floss is called Morning Dew. It's by Mira May Silk, but it's actually a cotton overnight. You can't get it anymore, but the pattern is actually charted in grays and purples. So if you like this palette, you could just take the purples she charts it in and change the grays out for greens. But I wanted to do it monochromatic. But what I like about this is like, it's Wildflowers. You can't really tell. Like I didn't fussy anything to put in a specific place, but you get all of the like.
It's a garden.
Yeah, and there's like this like every once in a while there's like a speck of black, and it's like so interesting to see where it shows up. But I try not to like put it anywhere specific.
Yeah.
So I love it. The fabric is by Forbidden Fiber Co. It's called Waterfall, and I got it in a Remnants like bundle. And but it's actually I think a fat 16, which is why my border is hilarious. But problem for another day.
Yeah.
Problem for another day. I might, if I decide to frame it, I'll add fabric to it.
Yeah.
And if I don't frame it, if it's a pillow or something, that's totally fine enough.
That's enough, yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
As a professional, I can tell you.
As
that's
a professional.
a pillow, sure.
But I really love it, and I'm like, I got mad at it. I had a mistake up here that I kept like getting mad at it, so I didn't finish it for a while. And then we extended our like time frame by a month, and then so when I finished it, I was like, why did I spend 5 months on this? But it's done, and it's so great. It lives, well, for now until it's off, it lives in this Teresa Kogut fabric bag by Jasmine's Custom Bags, which I love. I will link in the description to Jen's Instagram for this. I'm doing 2 round robins, and the other one we're all stitching the same pattern, and this one, like many Ink Circles round robins that are out there, we all pick different ones, so you guys won't see this again until it's finished. And the 3 pieces that the other women did are all fabulous, and they're all very different. Like, do you have any new starts?
I do. I have one very exciting for me. New start.
It's very exciting. It's exciting for me too, even though I'm not even the one stitching it.
Okay, so I started Lady of the Flag.
Yay! Allison's first Mirabilia start. She already has more than any of mine. Not really. I have a couple that have that much, but most of mine do not.
Do not have that much? No. Okay. Well, my goal is to finish it before my anniversary in December, and like hopefully a few weeks before that, so that I can have it finished as like an anniversary piece for my husband.
We're not going to get out our Mirabilia patterns today. We showed them all in the Mirabilia parade, and if anyone wants to say like, oh, you don't have these out of, we do. We showed them all, but we're not going to pull them out.
Yeah, I'm not going to pull them out.
They are valuable.
But here, you can see pictures.
From now on, I'm going to be showing pictures. But
yeah.
What's the fabric?
Okay, this is Prehistoric by Forbidden Fiber Co.
It's so pretty. I love Forbidden Fiber. It's funny because we don't stitch on a lot of Forbidden Fiber Co, but we have 2 back-to-back now.
This is my first time using it, and so far I really like it. It's a it's a 16 count.
It's the perfect color for this.
You think so? I was wanting kind of like an old parchment looking paper.
It looks great.
I think so too.
Did you measure to see if the beads might be a little tight?
I haven't measured. I don't really know how to measure for that other than to put a bead on there.
No. I guess the way I meant more like, did you measure if it's still a true 16 or if the dye process made it a little bit smaller?
I did not measure, no. Should I have done that?
No. It's just curiosity.
I think even if it's a 16 and it's a little bit smaller, the beads will still fit.
It's only if like shrink down to like a 20, but I don't think
it doesn't. It feels like a 16, honestly. I think it's a 16. It looks like a 16. When I stitch it, it feels like a 16. It's like an 18 would feel even tighter than it does.
Oh, that's true. You're pretty good with your 8s.
Yeah.
No.
I know my 8s. Yeah. It's just when that's all you stitch.
You have a couple linen pieces.
I do. I try and avoid those. Which is really sad. I need to stop doing that. They're never going to get done. I know. And I just started the Birthday SAL.
What's your calendar stitch? What are you?
My calendar?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the 14 count? I haven't done that in forever.
No, the one on the 40 count.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just like...
I don't have time. I don't have time to do all of
so many whips.
The things that I have. I think I have, you want to know how many whips I have right now?
Oh my goodness. Guys, Allison was monogamous until last summer.
I have 19. I have 19 whips. I went from 1 last July So now I have 19.
Do you have any new starts planned?
Yes.
Well, we'll be filming our...
But my goal is to finish at least one. No, I'll have finished 2 by the time my next start shows up. So
guys, we're going to be doing our mid-year whip parade in June. So if you're like, wait a minute, how did Allison get to 19 whips? You get to see it.
You get to see all 19.
Well, that's beautiful, Allison.
Thank you.
I love how much detail and shading they get in just with DMC.
Yeah. I'm excited. I have everything ready to go, and I'm just going to do it as quickly as I can. Right now, my app says November 13th.
I wouldn't trust it. It's like very...
I hope not.
I don't trust it. Just do what you gotta do.
I just feel like... Because that was like... That's 1,000 stitches in 5 days.
It looks really good. And yeah.
So...
Are you just going to try to do 200 a day?
No, I didn't have a plan, but maybe I should make a plan. But when I make a plan, I don't like to follow the plan.
No, you're not good at it.
I'm not good at it. I really hate it. I will end up hating it.
It is funny to be like so closely related to someone and be like pretty much the opposites in every single way.
I'm special.
Not only do I like a plan, and I like executing a plan with some like wiggle room, but like I like the creation of the plan is as much fun as the execution of the plan. Like I love nothing more in life than building a spreadsheet.
Now, okay, at work, I do. In fact, I took a personality test that was like, you like systematic things that you can start and finish.
Yes.
I'm like, yes. At work, that is true. I like a spreadsheet. I like everything organized. I like everyone to do their freaking job. But at home, I'm just like, free for all. I'll get it done. It'll happen.
Well, decision fatigue too. Like,
probably. I
do think it'd be fun to do like, I don't think I'd want to do it all the time, but I think it'd be fun to do like a Crafty Gaming Jamie style decision wheel for maybe for like a month.
Yeah. Well, I already do that. I'll text Fanny and I'll be like, pick a number between 1 and 10. And she'll tell me which one to pick. Or if I ask Jared, he'll like pick a number and then I just go for my notions and I'm like, this is the 4th one.
Well, it'll be interesting to see now that you have such a specific focus piece again that you really have a like deadline that's like...
Jared has already said, every time you ask me that from now on, I'm going to say Lady of the Flag.
He's smart.
Yeah. But I'll just avoid asking.
You'll be like, Fanny, you won't do that to me.
Did you have any new starts?
I didn't. I will, and we'll talk about that in plans, but I did not start anything new in the last 2 weeks, mostly out of sickness. All right, so what are your whips, Sissy? Whips are works in progress. I think what I need to do is make little like things that say like what each thing is that I can just intersect.
Oh yeah, that's
because I feel like we don't explain it, and since we know some people watch us, it's their like first floss tube. Not a lot, but it might be nice to like explain it, but not have to remember to say it.
Yeah.
So I'll do that for the next one.
Make a graphic.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Works. We'll record our voice and be like works in progress.
We're not going to be doing that. We will.
I'll do it by myself.
Anyway, I do have works in progress. All right. Ready for my whips?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, I was kind of doing a self-imposed 24 hours of cross stitch, so I have more than I generally do.
What I think happened...
I don't have very much progress.
I finished 24 hours of cross stitch, so you were like, well, I could do that. And you did a bunch of FFOs, so I was like, well, I could do that, so I went and bought some frames. But then neither of us actually accomplished the other one because the other person is actually more naturally suited to that other thing. But also, it's very hard. We film on Sundays. So the reason I was able to do the 24-hour cross stitch is because last time we filmed Monday because you had a work thing.
Yeah.
And this is taking up your stitching time.
That's true. I'm actually counting this.
Oh, I would. Yeah, I would count it. I would count it because it's like cross stitch. 24 hours of cross stitch.
It's
not
24 hours of
like
cross stitch. Totally.
Physically stitching. Because
so none of these have a whole bunch of progress, but I did touch them, so you get to see them.
Ooh.
So this is, now I gotta remember the names of all of them.
I could probably help you with that.
Okay, this is Tiny Modernist.
Is this what you started for?
I started for, yeah. 12 Days of Christmas, and I did this from the last floss tube. I had finished 3, and I started 4.
And this is a SAL you were doing with Katie the Peacock Stitcher.
X-Stitch Xmas 365.
And we are not always great about remembering to like put that hashtag, but we are both stitching Christmas projects all year. Not every single Flosstube episode do we show one, but we both have ongoing Christmas whips.
Yeah.
And
this is ongoing. I'm trying to do a square a month, and I'm a month behind, so now I'm less than a month behind. So I'll get there.
That's so pretty.
Yeah.
In like
I
3
love
years,
these
we're gonna have to record
colors.
like a tiny modernist finish parade because you do so much tiny modernist.
Well, when I got it out, it just made me so happy. I'm like, these colors. Do I have those? I don't have them out still, but the colors. Oh my god, look how fun they are.
Oh, if you love tiny modernist, Soul Stitchers, Allison and Fanny, they hosted the Tiny Alice SAL, which is a tiny modernist Alice in Wonderland tree that came out at market this year. Allison just like decided to finish it. But Fanny is the co-host of it and she's continuing to stitch it. And then Laura from
Stitching by the Shore?
Yeah, I was gonna call her Paper Laura, but that's her Instagram name. From Stitching by the Shore is also doing that SAL and is stitching it. So you should like, if you love the tiny modernist, and you want to join that SAL, Allison's finished, but still tag us because like we want to see it and we'll still share your progress. We'll share. Allison just decided
I love it so much that I just went through it.
She was just like, I think I'm just gonna finish
I'm just gonna do it. It's alright. It makes me happy. Do what makes you happy. Alright, cool. Next.
Oh, yay!
This is Garden of Skulls by Paper Moon?
Prairie Moon.
Prairie Moon.
Needle Crafts or Needle Arts. Mm-hmm. Not the Prairie Moon in Oklahoma, but the Prairie Moon that used to design patterns.
Yeah, it's
not out of print because they started selling them on their website as PDFs, but the old paper patterns are a little bit harder to find.
Okay, well I don't know what happened to my prep pattern. It's in here somewhere.
Ooh,
too many patterns.
We talked about you getting a shelf. When you get a shelf, we should do a day where we organize all your cross stitch and we do it as an extra.
I have a feeling this is like I need to help you kind of.
No.
Not a, you should do it together.
It's actually like I like my cross stitch corner a lot. It's a little messy right now, but my furniture is like old garage sale furniture that we bought because like we just needed to like move in and get something. And then
also you have children.
My children are so like, you know, once you've seen like your son just like wipe his nose on by just leaning into furniture, you're like, we're not gonna replace it until we're through this phase of life. So I don't love showing my furniture on camera, but your furniture is so cute.
Oh, thanks.
So it would kill two birds with one stone if we did like a fun little organization video.
Okay, we could do that.
But I do love organizing things.
This is what I'm saying.
All right, so
this is Garden of Skulls, and I'm doing it on this black 14 count Ada with 602 DMC pink.
This is your Barbie Garden of Skulls.
Barbie Garden of Skulls, yes. It's a lot of fun to work on. I really like working on monochromatic pieces. And this, like, color palette speaks to my soul.
If I haven't shown the pattern already, I'll show it now. But if I already showed it, I'm not showing it again. No, it's copy paste. I'll show it twice if I already showed it.
All right, show it again. So, I just finished this side and I started down.
I'm so happy for you because last time you had to restart it because the piece was not big enough. So now you're like, okay.
It's definitely big enough.
You can cut.
I can cut it. I don't know if I'm gonna.
Really? You're like that?
I mean,
I would cut it. Because what do you think you're going to do with it? Frame it or pillow?
I think frame.
Okay.
I think the style is enough. It's enough me to put on my wall.
Because you have this much extra black fabric that you know you'll do something with.
I would do something with that, yes.
So,
Halloween ornaments.
Yeah.
Whip number 2. Whip number 3. This is this little tiny start guy.
Oh,
I didn't do very long on any of the.
What's this?
This is
I know what this is.
8 Maids of Milking. It's the Satsuma Street tiny.
No, the 12 days of
Christmas.
Because you're doing them as individual ornaments.
Yes. So that one I had already fifinished. This is the one I was.
So you're not doing these in order?
No, I'm not. I wanted to do the cows.
That is a super adorable little cow.
Isn't it adorable?
How cute is that?
So cute.
Oh man, Satsuma Street and Tiny Modernists are. I love watching you stitch them because they're so cute, and I am gonna do some eventually. But it's so your style, but it's so fun to see.
Yeah,
I love it.
So the colors are nice. This is 20 count, if you were wondering. That's how small 20 count is.
I wonder if it shrank a little bit, but like maybe it's like 17 count or something now.
Maybe
that other one,
but not like
too
it's
much.
not like a 20.
Because Joy from the Carolina Stitchers, she stitches almost exclusively with Pictureless Plus. And Pictureless Plus is like notorious for a tight weave. Did you see her explain this?
Mm-mm.
She showed it on her Instagram, but she also talks about it on her, I don't know which video it was, but we love the Carolina Stitchers. You should check them out. Anyway, but they just had a whip parade if you're like ready for it. If you're like, whip parade season can't come fast enough, it's coming, but they just did one.
Yay.
And I'll link to it in the description. But she got Pictureless Plus out and she counted it and her 28 count was a 36 count.
Oh.
So over dye can go
Yeah.
crazy. Now I have some over dyes where I counted a 28 count was like a 30 count. And that's not like a huge difference. But that is why people suggest if you're doing an over dyed Mirabilia to do the 28 or 14 count, because it's going to shrink a little bit, and they're charted for 32 count, but you're more likely to get closer to a 32. But I haven't beaded any of mine yet because I'm not even close to finishing them. So you'll definitely get to that before me. Yeah. There's a mini Mira group on Facebook. They're like doing mini Mirabilia is smaller. It's all the rage right now. And there's a group on Facebook. Mackie from Kitschy Whips runs it.
Yeah.
And it is, in that group, they talk about what to do. Like if you want to do a Mirabilia on 40 count, how to convert it all. But if you happen to be doing a Mirabilia and you find out, oh, actually this is too tight, then you can go in that group and ask for and you can also go to the Mirabilia conversions group and ask what would you convert? Because beads, you can convert them to something smaller. You can convert some beads to just Krynic. There's things you can do. You're not going to be not able to finish your project. It just might be slightly different than you envisioned it at first.
Well,
I think you're going to be fine. I'm just saying that
32 is 16 counts.
Yeah,
so.
I think you're going to be totally fine.
Yeah.
And my Forbidden Fiber code doesn't feel like it's a 32 count. It does not feel like it's shrunk very much.
Yeah.
But if you got to that point and you had to change your beads out, I would buy your bead pack from you, because I'm going to do it too. Okay. And then you could buy other beads. Because that is the thing you would you'd be like, I'm not losing this $20.
I just said it was 25.
I'm not losing this $20. That's the thing you would think about first and foremost.
Yeah.
I'll buy your bead pack from you, and we'll move on. Okay. I don't know if the conversions use different color beads, but I don't think they
would
do
have to.
on some of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They would have to.
We will make sure you don't lose your money.
It's fine.
If you have to convert your beads, we'll get them to someone.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Allison has more whips than me today for the first time ever, guys.
I have 2 more.
Whew.
Okay.
She might not have more whips than me, but she touched more things than me overall.
I touched more things than I usually do.
Oh, yay!
Okay.
I'm so happy.
I finished April's Stitch for Pride 2024.
But you also finished March's, right? Was this done before?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did. I finished March too. Yeah.
Because I hadn't seen that either, and that looks so good.
I finished March, and I started and
you're
finished
caught
April.
up on your Stitch for Pride 2024.
I am.
Oh, it looks so good.
And I really enjoyed it.
I love the flosses.
I did. I really enjoyed the reading. It was all great. I'm not going to say it because I've seen it on 15 different floss tubes.
So this is by These 20 Stitches. It was a year-long stitch-along. I didn't buy, and so I have forever FOMO, but that's okay. The patterns will be for sale individually next year. Yeah. But the stitch-along came with learning and stuff, which is super cool. But yeah.
So that's March. And I'm not using the called for colors, but I am using the called for fabric. This is by Mislaid Pages. It's called Determination. And I used Cosmo Floss, like a variegated pink Cosmo.
I love it.
This is Cinderella by The Little Stitcher.
Oh,
and
that font is so good.
Isn't it great? I love the colors. I love that teal blue. It's so bright and so pretty. And I love that it's a Cinderella piece that's different and more storybook.
There are a lot fewer Cinderella pieces today. No, there's not. There's one more coming. Never mind.
Did I not already show that one?
No, not yet.
Oh, I'm putting them in the wrong pile. Okay.
I remember you ironed it, but I was like, we haven't seen it.
Okay, this is the Little Stitcher one though, and I'm having so much fun. This is Rustico.
I love Rustico.
And it's so much fun to stitch on.
It's my favorite Ada because you really get something out of doing it on Ada versus linen. If you pick a Rustico, it has a very specific look.
Yeah, and this is 18 count.
Looks,
that's 18 count.
Rustic, if you will.
So
I only have 14 count. I need a smaller one.
Crunchy just a little bit, and it's great. I love it. So I'm having so much fun with that one. Can't wait to get back to it. Okay, so then I only have one more. And again, not very much progress because I only did it during my Zoom.
With Fanny?
No, at work. Oh. I take a class, and during the class, I listen, and sometimes I take notes.
Is this all the way as far as it goes to the right?
Yes.
And you gotta figure out how far it goes down to.
Yeah.
And then you can cut it.
Yeah. I think it probably goes down to somewhere right here.
I think you'll feel much better when you get to the bottom and you can cut off this excess.
Yeah, I'm working my way down.
Working my way down. Vanessa Carlton, Millennial Children, remember?
No. This is 14 count dyed by me Ada. It was ivory, and then I coffee dyed it, so it's a little bit darker.
I love it.
I really didn't leave it in very long, and I didn't want it modeled at all, so it didn't get very much.
What did you add? Filling on the carriage?
Oh, I just, more filling. More filling, that's it. And then I ran out of floss, so I need to go get more.
What did you run out of? That DMC?
Yeah. Because originally everything was white, so it has you buy like so much white and not enough.
Well, at least white is one the extra. If you have the extra, you'll use it.
Oh, I took it back.
That air your whips. Yay!
Let's see your whips.
Okay. So I'm gonna do my 2 Mirabilia May first. So, you know what we didn't talk about, which is the whip we both have.
What?
The Secret SAL.
Oh, okay. Yes. I also did.
We are both doing the
the
Hathaway Stitchers are hosting a Secret SAL with the pattern Ink Circles Garden of Zig, and you can see it right here. And the idea is that you pick your own colors. I didn't even bring the bag because the bag would give away.
Oh, what's in it?
Not necessarily what's in it, but it would at least give away the vibe I went for, because I like to match the bags as closely to the project. So you'd be like, that's an interesting palette. I see what you're doing there. So we are both working on that secret stitch. The reveal is May 31st. Don't know exactly how it's going to happen yet. So we will reveal those projects on the next Flosstube we film after that.
Yeah.
If you want to follow us on Instagram, we'll probably reveal it on Instagram before that. If the reveal is on Instagram, we don't know. Because I think they were like, a couple people want to do it. Now it's like 30 people are doing it because they didn't realize that they were going to get so popular overnight. So it's one of those things where now I think they're like, we don't know how the reveal is going to happen. Yeah. But it's so fun. And I hope they host them maybe once a year or something. I don't know if they want to do it continuously, but it was really fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
So I did a lot of secret stitching on my Garden of Zig, and then I'm also model stitching a top secret project that I'm gonna release in June. And that is a series of patterns. And Allison's doing one of the models, so she did a lot of stitching on that. Mm-hmm. A friend is doing one of the models. She actually finished her model.
Oh my God. Stop it, people. You're making me look bad. I mean, congratulations.
So I have a few more models to finish, and then I gotta assemble it all, and so that will come out in June too. So I did a ton of secret stitching. So the only stitching you guys are gonna see are my Mirabilia May stitching and a couple SALs. But I just know that most of the stitching I did is not even in this house right now because I can't show you guys for a few more weeks. But my Mira May progress. So I told you guys in our Mirabilia whip parade and plans video that my goal was to get 500 stitches in on each of my 6 Mirabilia whips, and then start 3 Mirabilias and get 500 stitches on those. So I wouldn't be spending a lot of time on each whip, but every whip would get some love. So I did the 500 stitches. This is Moon Glow by Nora Corbett. This is in the Nora Corbett line. It's not technically a Mirabilia, but a lot of people just kind of smush them all together. I'm doing this as the Moon Glow Magic SAL with Katie the Peacock Stitcher, Elizabeth from Savory Sewing, Allie from Allie's Used Crafty, and then Addie from Addie's Cross and Quilts Arty Finishers.
Oh.
And then Jacinta from Crafting on the Plains isn't part of the SAL, but is stitching this. And I think you should, we don't have Zooms or anything. If you want to say you're in the SAL, Jacinta, we invite you to the SAL. But she is doing hers with her own conversion too.
I know. Have you seen it? It's real
pretty. She was working on hers last night, and I was working on mine too. And I just was like, jinx. Okay, so I spent about 2 days to get the 500 stitches. Basically, I was here, and I just was working my way over as I watched 90 Day Fiance. So there's a lot of bad relationships vibes in this part of this rug. People who should not have gotten married, who did get married because it was a happily ever after show where they show what happens later. So yeah, so I was basically here, and I added the purple, these parts of these flowers, and then the shadow up here. I love it too. I have so much to do on it, but every time I pick it up, I'm like, oh, I'm almost done. I'm not even close to done, but that is kind of a fun feeling. And 500 stitches went pretty fast. And down here, you're doing a mix of the Karen Water Lilies and the DMC. So that's kind of fun too, because you'll pull out the Karen Water Lilies and you're like, oh, I'm stitching with this beautiful variegated silk. And then you're like, pull out the DMC and you're like, yes, loop start. So it's really a best of both worlds. Yeah. This fabric is Paranormal 28 Count by Miss Stitch Me. This was a fabric of the month. I did have to drop out of the fabric of the month because I have too much fabric. And I saw this month's fabric of the month, or the April fabric of the month, and I was like, so sad about it. It's a shade I don't even have anything close to, but it's okay. But this is a good reason why like fabric of the month clothes are cool, because I don't know if I'd ever bought this fabric for myself, but it was
it's so perfect.
Yeah, like you hold something weird in your stash and then like you're like, oh, this is like exactly right. So that is number 1. So you guys won't see this again because she got her Mira May stitches and she's going away, which does make me sad, but she is a main focus piece that I'm working on this year, so she'll come back out. June and July I have to do a lot of Christmas stitching, and some of these things, some of my May like deadlines will probably roll into the first week of June, so I have a feeling that like this probably won't come out again until like August or maybe July. But she definitely is like something I want to finish this year.
Good. So I can't wait to see that done. It was amazing.
She lives in this bag from Jasmine's Custom Bags,
love it.
which is the first one I bought. I love it. Started an addiction. Okay. My second Mirabilia whip that I did, also finished my 500 stitching on, is Waiting for Ships, which looks like this. This is an out of print Mirabilia that you can find on eBay. The prices for this one really vary. I feel like I got a good deal on it when I bought it. I see it go for a lot more than what I paid for it, but like I think you can find a good deal on it if you really fall in love with it. So I had just done this tiny little, I'm doing this as the Mirabilia Leap Day SAL, and I had just had like done 1 string, so I had 27 stitches when I started last night, because I just wanted on Leap Day to start it. So I did almost all of this last night. So this is 530 stitches, of which I did 500 yesterday, of one color, because so this one lives in my Golden Familiars Stitch and Go case, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
But I have so much stitching to do this month that I was just not going to stop and organize it. So I was like, if I just do the one floss that's her hair color, then I don't have to deal with organizing it. So I just counted really, really carefully to get to the next section. And next time I sit down with her, I need to like get all this floss like wrangled.
Nice.
Yeah, I love this.
You can tell you don't have cats.
And I am using this vintage princess hoop to stitch her, which was like great.
Oh, cute.
Wasn't that cute?
Yeah.
I love her. She's the first mermaid I fell in love with. Since then, I fell in love with a few other mermaids. I can't believe I'm a mermaid stitcher, but here I am. But I just love her. Yeah. She is on 28 count vintage pear by Lakeside Linen, mostly because
that color.
The color is like the perfect color for her picture.
Yeah.
I did offset her a little bit so that the front of her is right halfway, because what I like about the picture is that she looks like she's kind of to the side and there's negative space. But then on the graph, it didn't look like that. It must have been a framing choice.
Yeah.
So I scooted her over a few stitches so that this is the exact halfway point.
Cool.
And I'm surprised how big her head is, because one of the nice things about doing so many different Miras is that I'm in the dress on a couple, I'm in the background on a couple. This is the first one where I started with her head because I needed to start at the top in the middle, and I didn't want to start in her body in the middle because it was like where she was placed on the fabric really mattered.
Yeah.
So I haven't gotten any of their heads to be like, oh, that's a big that head is big. And I know she's not even close to like the biggest one out there, but still it is like, oh, okay, so she's gonna be big.
They seem large.
Whereas when you're in the dress, it's hard to think like, well, what would a head size be on a dress this size, you know?
Yeah.
So that is my second Mirabilia whip, who got her allotted stitches, so she will not come back out this month, but she is my Leap Day SAL, so she does have to be finished by Leap Day 20 and 28. So she will come out regularly. And I already showed it, but she lives in my Mermaid Stitch and Go case from the Golden Familiars, which I'll link to. We link to all the stores and stuff.
Yeah.
And I love it.
And I highly recommend one of these cases.
It's so cute.
I stitch
Art Deco mermaids. I mean, it could not be more perfect.
Well, I stitch out a lot. Like, I like to stitch on the go.
Yeah.
And it is so handy to just unfold it and go.
All right, my next whip. So now we're kind of in the whips that didn't get that much, but I wanted to keep them going a little bit. So this is the Deadly Aquarium SAL by Lola Crow Cross Stitch. The frame is out now. I think we're on week 4 of 6 weeks to get the frame. I'm not going to get the frame done on time. basically, I'm probably not gonna pick this up again until after May's over and all this like deadline stitching is done. But I did add this. So I did about 200 stitches here. And I did yesterday get the rest of the floss for it because I only had black. So now it's like if I do find time and I'm like sick of other things, I can, because it is very fun to stitch. I really like it. I can pull it out, but I just have like models. I have so much secret stitching that is due that's like, okay, so you guys probably won't see this again until June, but that's okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people are showing it, so it's not like you're not gonna see it.
Really cool.
This is 32 count Merida by Jackson's Fabric Arts. It's a hemp fabric. I talked a lot last time about like my experience so far with stitching on hemp. I really love it, and I got it on Etsy. That's where their shop is, and I bought 2 pieces, and then Katie the Peacock Stitcher sent me a few more pieces of hemp, and it's really been very nice. It's like, because I stitch mostly on linen, unless it's full coverage, it's really nice to have like a different texture, even though it's a very similar experience. I just really love it. Yeah. And I think for this SAL, this color is like...
I'm curious to try hemp, but I have a feeling it's a lot like linen.
Also, so Marissa from M. Kissa Creations was talking about how like she only had like fat eighths of the fabric. She was just trying to figure out, and it didn't occur to me when she was talking to be like, oh, I need to double check how big this is. I think my margin is going to be pretty tight.
Oh no.
Not like 0, but I think my margin, I'm going to have like 1.5 inches, 1 inch to 1.5 inches of margin. I should have started it the other direction.
Oh no.
That's okay. That's okay. It's going to be fine. Okay. I'll triple check before I put any more stitches in it in case I do need to start over, because I have room to start over. It's not like I didn't cut the piece or anything. But it is funny to be like, oh, wait a minute. She talked about that a lot, and it did not even occur to me that I needed to like heed that as a warning. Part of what's fun about Flosstube is other people talk about their problems, and then you can be like, oh, how does that apply to my life?
Ooh,
didn't do it. Didn't do it. Was just trying to be supportive of Marissa picking a color. Didn't think like, oh, well, if it doesn't fit on her fat eighth, why would it fit in the top? But whatever. It's fine. It'll be fine. I'll triple check though before I put one more stitch in. And that lives in this yellow submarine cat bag that Cat from Whittier Stitches made. And I'm using one of my favorite princess hoops on it.
Very cute.
I have a lot of aquatic themed whips.
You do, don't you?
Yeah, because I have more at home that I'm not even showing today.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one is, I have 2 more. So this is the Herbalist SAL.
Oh wow, you got 4.
I know. So I am caught up, but by the time this video comes out, there'll have been 1 more drop. But as of right now, I'm caught up. So I don't have a picture to show that has any more than this. So World on a Spring by Dara is the designer. And it was really cool because when she like recommended people check out our channel, but she also said that it was the first time she saw this being stitched on a floss tube. And like, it meant so much to me the first time I saw people show my patterns as haul and as whips on their floss tubes. And she is a much more experienced designer than I am. So the fact that it was still cool to her, like, cause so like her patterns are in some stores and like, cool. She's, so like that was really cool and very nice that she actually like said that. So since you guys saw it last, I did these 2. So the tincture and plantains. Now, her stitch along has like cool learnings about like what the herbs do, or like if it's a method, like how it works. I think she said she's like a certified herbalist or taken a bunch of courses or something. That's not her main thing, but like she has like an interest in it, which I thought was really cool. I only did like 167 stitches, but it took a lot longer because first of all, you're back stitching the words, and then those plants have back stitch. And then I also saved the back stitching on the boxes until the thing comes out, because really the frame has back stitch around the whole thing, and I just like couldn't bring myself to do the back stitch on each box.
Oh, gotcha.
So even though it was only 167 stitches, it was like more than 1 night's worth of stitching, because I also had to double back stitch around this whole box, these 2 boxes. Yeah. But really I love it. It's on 28 count Willow by Bestitch Me. I'm really glad I chose 28 count because it makes it a really nice thing to pick up when I like don't want to work on like
40 count.
Like 40 count or models or secret stitching. Like it's kind of like a nice break. But I'm not going to stay up to date on the Deadly Aquarium. Like I just can't. But I'm going to try to stay up to date on this because it's just little tiny releases each week. So it's a nice little break. Yeah. And I just love this fabric color.
In the middle, is that one release?
So that's the last release.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is, but it's the last one. So you're not going to feel like you're behind if it's like a bigger thing. Or like in my head, I'm like, it could be a lot of words. It could be like backstitch words because she's clearly not afraid of back stitches and quarter stitches or 3/4 stitches. Or it could be like, I don't
full
think
coverage right there.
I highly doubt it's full coverage. It could be like a plant or something.
Yeah.
That like.
Oh, that would be cool.
But it's the last release, so it doesn't stress me out because it's like by then it's like, okay, well if I want to take a month to do it.
Yeah.
And this has 19 releases, and we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. I don't remember if the frame counted or not, but that means we have 14 or 15 more releases, so 3 or 4 more months.
Yeah.
So
fun.
All of May, all of June, there's a category for the state fair that's like words. If the middle is just like a bunch of words, or I might even just enter it under words anyway because there's so many words on it and I don't have any that are like you have a thing that's like mostly words, but I don't really. So I might enter this at the state fair under words just because like that's a lot. But I am gonna rip out this one and redo it.
And recenter it?
Yeah, I don't like how I did it.
Yeah.
And I look sloppy there. But that's actually helping me be like, okay, well there's a chance I might enter this in the state fair under the words category. So let me make sure these words are right.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is such a break, like fun stitching for me that I put it in this Amazon bag, have not organized the floss. Like I'm just like, all of the like things that can make a project like extra work, I'm like not doing. I'm just enjoying this project. Good. I'm using one of my favorite hoops, which is this 12-inch princess hoop. But like, that floss jumbo. I will organize it when it's done. Yeah. But not organizing the floss and just giving myself that as like a little break has been really good. And these are the bags you get off Amazon. I just like the green. I think it's like goes good with this. All right. Last one.
I love this one.
So this is Strawberry Fields Forever.
Does it go like that?
Yeah. Okay. I keep thinking I see stains on it. I do. There is a stain on it. We'll deal with that later. I don't know if it's from the iron, in which case it'll probably wash out, or if it's from.
I don't think it's from the iron.
If it's from something else.
It's not on anything else.
But it also could be from like my iron at home.
Oh.
Because sometimes I iron stuff too. But it's okay. It's like it'll be fine.
Okay.
So this is Strawberry Fields Forever. This is by Blackbird Designs. I'm sure you have. If you are familiar with Flosstube, I'm sure you've seen some of the Beatles patterns. The Magical Mystery Tour series is a series of 6 Beatles songs that have been turned into patterns. I already finished Yellow Submarine. You're working on Eleanor Rigby. And I'm gonna, okay, so this is Strawberry Fields Forever. I'm hosting with Julie and Stitches 16 the Fab 4 Fan Sal. And then Sarah from Sarah's Stitchy Spot is hosting the BBD Magical Mystery Tour Sal. I'm flashing those hashtags here, I'm sure. If you want to join, Julie and I have both decided the Sal will remain open until we both have completed all 6 patterns. That will be a while. So don't feel like, oh, they started it 6 months ago, I can't start it. You can start it whenever. But Rachel from Licking Floss, I mentioned that I wanted to start Blackbird, the song Blackbird, the pattern by Blackbird Designs. And she was like, when are you starting it? And so we decided that June 11th, which is the anniversary of when it was recorded, we're going to start that. So if you've been looking for, if you're like, I want to jump in, but I don't have there's no thing it needs to be today versus tomorrow, whatever. June 11th is another good day to start a Blackbird Beatles pattern. If you want to do Blackbird or if you want to do anyone. So if you're like, I've been thinking about it, but I don't know. Well, maybe June 11th is be like, maybe that gives you enough time. I just ordered the floss because I am going to do it in the called for.
Is that monochromatic?
It's monochromatic, yeah. But it's in like a really dark brown. It's called espresso bean. Okay. I think it really depends on like which dye lot you get though, as to like, is it brown or closer to black?
Yeah.
And I had an idea about fabric, but until I get the actual threads, I'm not going to pick my fabric. I love this. And then also, another reason you might want to start one of these is in June is that Marjorie from Marjorie Made announced on her Flosstube yesterday that she's doing a Strawberry SAL in June, and I can't remember the name of it, but I will flash it here, where she's asking people to stitch on strawberry whips or new starts, and she's got like several new starts planned. But this is the only strawberry whip I have, so I'm definitely gonna pull this back out in June.
Yeah.
It only got 57 stitches because I'm just in this fill-in, and if I have time, it's not on my like need to get done list in May, obviously. But if I have time where I'm sitting in my like chair and my kids are like magically self-contained and I have 20 minutes, then I just pull it out and work on a brick and do some fill-in. So that's why you might see it again in May, you might not. You'll definitely see it in June. I'm gonna try to do more of the strawberries for the SAL.
That's so cute.
And it lives in this strawberry bag from Kathy's Post, which is, yeah. Oh, and I'm using this,
we're not going to talk about it.
vintage, this is a Duchess. Yeah. And 32 count vintage porcelain by Lakeside Linen, which is a very, very baby cool tinted pink.
Yeah.
Which I think it's kind of reading right on camera. I'm not sure. It might be reading pinker than it is in real life.
It's reading a little bit darker.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very
But
light.
I almost never have hanging threads, but I do on this time because I literally just pick it up when my kids are occupied, and then one of them will be like, give me apple juice, or I'm about to choke to death, and then I like get up and put it down. So on this one I can't be like finishing my threads.
Right.
At least not this one. All right, and those are my whips.
Yay!
Yay! All right, well, what are your plans for the next few weeks?
Okay, I have some secret stitching to do, and then our mystery SAL is due at the end of May.
Yeah.
So that's two things I need to finish this month, and I'm gonna work on Lady of the Flag, and then I'll talk about my June plans next time.
Yeah, so we'll have one more Flosstube. And actually, that's good to know. So Allison is going to be out of town the next time we would normally film, so we're going to film a day late. So our next floss, not our next extra, you'll have an extra next Monday, but the next week when it would normally be like a Flosstube, and I think that will be like Flosstube 19, which is crazy. That one will come out a day late, and I will also mention that in the community tab and on Instagram, because I know some people, there's some people that always come out on a specific day, and then it's like my night is messed up if they're, so it's like, in 2 weeks, we're going to be one day late.
We're going to be late.
But we are going to be there.
That's funny, though, because even my husband is like, it's Flosstube Friday, what are you watching? Like, well, I have my lineup.
You know, it's funny, because I was so behind on Flosstube from being sick. I picked one. I think I picked Leah's birthday one. And then I didn't, go in and pick the next one. I just let it, decide. And it did pick the 4 in a row that are the ones that I would have picked for myself. Yeah. It's you really don't, because it didn't pick the 4 most popular that I'm subscribed to.
Yeah.
It picked the 4 that I would have in order where I was behind.
Yeah.
So that was really funny.
That's funny.
All right, my plans. So Stitch and Jim is another Oklahoma floss tuber, and she is hosting Market Mania. And she's starting a new pattern every Sunday from the National Needlework Market. I only have one, plus I have all this other stuff, so I told her I can only do one, but I would start it today on Sunday, and I would work on it every Sunday of May. So I'm gonna start, we come at night, or they come at night. It's this pattern here by Fox and Rabbit, and it's a pattern that I won in a giveaway from Sammy J Stitches. She had a big giveaway maybe a month ago.
Yeah.
All right, so then I gotta keep doing model stitching and the secret style stitching, because that stuff is all due between May 31st and June 4th. So that's gonna be a haul.
That's a lot.
Tomorrow I'm starting Cathedral Woods Goddess. So I showed you guys the fabric that I picked out, and Allie from Allie's Crafty and Katie the Peacock Stitcher are starting it too. Oh, and I'm gonna keep up with the Herbalist SAL, and I'm not gonna stress about keeping up with Deadly Aquarium or Strawberry Field Forever, but I will pick them up if I find myself with extra time and can't stand one of the other things I'm supposed to be doing. I have 9 Mira whips that each need 500 stitches, whips or yards. So by the time we meet again, I would like to have 4 more done, so that so the last 10 days of the month I'm doing 3. But it's like they only take a night or two. Now, the starts can take a little longer because I'm not going to get fully organized. I'm just going to try to find a block of color and do that.
Yeah.
And get organized the next time the whip comes up. But a lot of my original mirrors are very organized already. So those are easy. And then like the new start. So like tomorrow when I start Cathedral Woods Goddess, it will take me like an extra hour to like get everything ready and measured, and not an hour, but like I gotta, you know, pay more attention than I normally would. Yeah. But I am gonna try to like just pull 1 or 2 colors and not floss drop everything, because that would take up all of my stitching time, and then it would be like,
yeah.
So it's like,
does that hurt your heart because you like to organize?
Yes, it's just that this month, it's like my stitching goals this month are so out of control that it's like I have no organization time.
Gotcha.
But the next time they come around, or like I'll get to do the organization. And I don't really love putting things on floss drops and everything. Yeah. And I am on my oh, did I not even bring it? No, I did. On my, I'm not going to show you guys, but on my model stitch, every time I add a new color, I am putting it on my floss string.
Oh my gosh.
So that's where all of my like organization love is going to.
Oh, look
like,
at these
whenever
colors.
I started, I know.
Oh my god.
Now this is just one model, but
I know what the general theme is, and I'm transported there. Like,
I know, instantly, right?
Like, oh man.
So, but I wish I had one of these but I'm not gonna do 4 hours of floss drops to do a 500 stitches on a mirror.
Sure.
I'm just gonna get it started, but I do have all of the floss like bought and put them in their correct places.
Yeah.
All right. I get so much cat hair on me when I come over here.
I know.
It's not from the apartment. It's from him literally sitting on me.
He does literally.
All right. So those are my plans. Oh no, I'm gonna talk about it in haul. Okay. Flosstube University. So Flosstube University is what we call the part of YouTube and Flosstube where we all learn how to stitch, or we learn new cool things. And we started out sharing things we learned from other people, and that's what we're gonna do today. And then on Thursdays we started doing our own classes, where we create beginner tutorials. So today we're gonna talk about things we learned on Flosstube in the last 2 weeks. On Thursday, the tutorial that's coming out, the Flosstube University episode we're putting out on our channel is gonna be like how to read a cross stitch pattern, because last week was like parts of a cross stitch pattern. But I realized when we recorded it that like half of it is like kind of gibberishy, and I'm gonna need to re-record some of it. So that's gonna take me a long time. So I'm really just reminding myself, like, don't think of it as a 20-minute edit. It's probably like I have a little more I have to do this week. But yeah. All right. So for me, do you want me to go first, or do you have?
Honestly, I forgot to write anything.
I'm very surprised I had anything written in this section, but I had 2. So Lucky Chance Stitcher had a finish parade, frames, drums, pillows. She like got out her box of like 10 years of finishes, 7 years. I mean, like a lot of finishes. She showed some like framed Mirabilias that were amazing, but she like where she got the bought custom frames. She also showed things she framed herself. Like she showed different finishing techniques. Like it was an amazing. She doesn't come out with a lot of videos, so when she comes out with a video, take notice. So I'll link to that. And then Lindy Stitches got out her shadowing that she finished a couple years ago and found a thrift frame, and she had a really great tip in her last video, which was like, when you put something in your like finished box, get a note in your phone of like what the frame size needs to be for that piece. So when you're out at thrift stores and you're looking and you see like, oh, would that fit it or not? You can just be like, here it is. Yeah. And I was like, I should do that, but I should also do that for whips that are like within 1 year of being done, because like it'd be so good to know how big Coffee and Eggs and Moonglow are, because if I found the perfect frame for them, yeah, great. And in haul, like both of these videos actually like really inspired me to go out and start looking for frames for both my secret project, because those are going to need to be in frames for the pictures, but then also for some of my own personal pieces. So I'll show some cool frames I found that are not for anything specific, that were just like, I want these for, I know something later will be perfect. Yeah. But it really did inspire me to like, oh, start looking for finishing frames, as opposed to like,
I started looking for finishing fabrics.
All right, so that is Flosstube University. I'll link to both of those videos. All right, so Allison, what's your haul this week?
Okay, so I went to the quilt store and I got a few things. First, I got some stuff for finishing. You already saw the backing of the pillow I made. But then I also got
Oh, that's pretty.
this one. Isn't that fun?
That quilt store's fun because they have like a little basket of like.
Oh my god, they have so much, and they're organized by color. And oh my god, it's so fun to go in there. That might be my new obsession.
That's scary. Fabric gets expensive real fast.
It does, but on the other hand, it's like, oh, this cut is only $3.
Yeah, but if you're just buying little pieces instead of like full like layer cakes and fat quarter bundles, it's a little bit better.
Just doing little fat quarters, just little fat quarters here and there. Just fun fabric. And then what I really went in there for was the lizard litter, which I don't like calling it that, but the lizard litter. And then I wanted something to make circles.
Oh.
So I got these templates.
Oh, for your ornaments?
So I could make better ornaments, yeah. Because like doing it by hand was like, I was tracing a bowl. It was weird. But I got these.
Oh, that's cool.
Circle templates that you, and like they told me like you put it down and it won't move as you're cutting around it.
Oh.
And they said don't use a large regular one, but use a mini one.
Oh, that's cool.
So that it goes around it smoother.
Ooh.
So that is my next project. So
that's really cool.
if you have any ornaments you need to finish.
I'll bring some ornaments over.
Okay, let's do it.
I don't mind dropping off some ornaments. I even have Christmas fabric that you can use for the backs. I just don't want to do it myself.
Well, I want to try.
And also, like, I'm like halfway through a series of 8 ornaments, but I'd rather you finish the 4 and then we finish 4 differently later than like not have them finished.
Okay. I'm very excited about this. Yes. Okay, so that was my haul.
Yay! All right, so like I said, Lindy Stitches and Lucky Chance Stitcher Amanda, I think is her name, both inspired me to like start thinking about frames. But like the thing about frames is that like I love getting something custom framed. It can be a little expensive.
Very expensive.
And also I really love like a frame that has like some character, and like the only way to know if a frame has like real character and looks good beat up is to buy it after it's been beat up for a little while. So I actually really do love buying thrift store frames, but because even though like a lot of them are just craft store frames that have then made it into the thrift store, you know if they look good beat up or not, or if they look like trash. So like I went to 2 Goodwills and a local charity shop and was looking for some specific things, and I found some specific frames for like those specific projects, and I'm not going to show those because you guys will see those when they are on things. But here are a couple that I found that were like, and when I was looking for frames, I only wanted frames that had could be hung up easily on the wall, so they had to already have the wall hanger. Although I think I could take them to a framer and have them put it in and have them put the back on it. Yeah. And that wouldn't be very much if the original frame was like $2 or $4.
Yeah.
I like that one.
That one's cool.
What's funny is I've seen this in a craft store at the original price and it was $3, but I saw it at a craft store for the original price too.
Yeah. That's cool.
And then this one was $4. Look.
I love that.
I mean, it's not that you can't get these in craft stores because these are obviously, a lot of these are big box store, craft store frames.
Yeah.
It's that by the time they've made it to the store, you know, do they have some character? Do they still look good beat up?
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of more my aesthetic.
Yeah.
But then look at this.
Oh, that's cool.
Doesn't this look like an artsy housewife? Doesn't this look like the artsy house with like that floral pot, one of the 2 floral pots on like maybe a 40? I don't know if it would fit, but to me, this is just like, this needed to come to my house because for $3, it needs an artsy housewife, like small in here.
Agreed.
And I don't know what it's going to be, but one day I'll see it and I'll be like, let me just check what I need to figure out this. I think this is a 5x7. So, this is from 1998 though. It's not like this is brand new.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's probably new, but no, like, this
great.
is like my favorite frame that I found that I don't have any. One of the frames I found I love as much as that one, but it has a specific thing, so you guys will see it soon. But that one was like, I just loved that one so much. Okay, and then I got a couple, so my charity haul, they gave me this bag.
I like it.
So there's a couple other things. Okay, so some of these frames are for projects, but this was $4.
Oh, nice.
I think that would be cute for like, if I knew that I had like an oval piece.
Yeah.
And then I thought these would be super cute.
Oh.
No, that was $3. This was $2. Wouldn't this be cute with like a little small in it? Mm-hmm. And then I don't know what will go in here, but sometimes I'll see a pattern that would be perfect in a little 3 and I'll be like, okay. And it was $3.
Yeah.
And I found, this bag is like Mary Poppins. $3. I think that's going to be so cute with like a little small.
Yeah.
Like a little small maybe to take to a retreat or to like send to someone. Okay, I have 3 more things that I got at the charity shop that I want to share. These are just for me to, this was $1, but like I send you guys patterns and stuff, so this will be nice.
Yeah.
Then there was this dimensions kit for $3. It's not my style, but I figured save it and we'll give it away sometime.
Yeah.
So,
dimensions kits. Collectors.
Yeah, and I don't think it's like out of print. I haven't looked up anything about it because I'm like, even if it is out of print, it's not my style. But it was $3 and like, I couldn't leave it there.
Sure.
But this.
I'm excited for this.
It's the thing, I haven't even opened it yet. I don't even know what's in it. So this whole bundle was $5 and I knew, so see this oval hoop? Remember how I've been talking about like, can I just find like a vintage hoop? This is a vintage Gibbs Co. hoop. It's not a queen or princess, so I think this is around a $15 to $20 hoop on eBay right now by itself, but it doesn't matter because I know I will love stitching with it. So for $5, yes please. And then a bunch of like random DMC. But I thought it'd be fun to like look at what this project is.
What did you get?
Because you can't open it in the store. It says if you open it in the store, they won't sell it to you.
Wow.
And then I was like, well, if I'm not going to open it in the store, I might as well wait and open it with you.
What is it? What is it?
Okay, so we got, first of all, okay,
Does it smell bad?
they're a little musty, but they will be fine once I like let them air out for a while. Because you gotta, with used, like, not used, but with vintage DMC, vintage, you kind of, the only thing you really gotta be careful about is that they don't have like a weird smell from like a smoker's home or something.
Oh, yeah.
They're fine.
Oh, yeah. A little bit musty.
A little bit musty, but I can just air them out.
You
for a
definitely
while.
smell old.
Yes. Oh, I got a needle. So yeah, so maybe like
Lot of
$2
floss.
worth of floss.
Okay, I'm very interested.
Okay. Oh, it's multiple things.
It's like stamped cross stitch? Is that
Yeah, yeah. Oh, they are purses, and they're identical. I wonder if you make pillows with
or handkerchiefs.
them. I don't know, but that's really cool. And they're stamped. Oh, the Stay Fair has a stamped category. Maybe I have to do it.
Oh.
But probably not because there's a lot of them. They seem to be identical.
I wonder if they're napkins.
I don't know. If you know what this are, because we obviously like are seeing them
Yeah,
for
we
the
have
first
no idea.
time. And if you know what they are, let us know because there are a lot of them.
Oh, this one's already done.
Is it the same thing or that's a different thing?
No, this is different. This is a bird.
But it's a similar.
Oh, look. There's multiple that's already done.
Oh, look, more horses.
Tons of horses, some birds.
These are musty, but they would smell fine once you wash them.
So most of these are done except for like the
Of the
corner.
doves?
Yeah. And there's like 5 of them. Wow.
Oh, look. They were working on this horse.
Oh,
They
sweet.
left their needle in. This was like the last stitches someone did.
Wow. Don't. You are way too emotional.
Okay, well, when it's the last stitches you do, I won't cry, but I'll cry for this lady.
I'm younger than you. Let's just remember that.
But no, like this person like put this away and then it was done.
You're actually crying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a Cancer, Sun, Pisces, Moon. Of course I'm crying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Capricorn.
Yep.
This is a giant needle that they're using though.
Oh, it's an embroidery needle.
Yeah. Don't want to lose that. That would be painful.
That would be painful.
Okay.
In fact, I would put it back in here.
Well, I want to get the hoop off. Because the only thing I was like, well, if the hoop is good, it's worth the $5 no matter what.
Yeah.
But there's always a chance the hoop could be like busted. But no, like it even has like the felt's intact. Now I put some washi tape around here.
Yeah, so it doesn't split.
Yeah. And I could probably get this to be less like tarnished. So this is a little tarnished, but this is a good hoop. All right. Well, if you know anything about these stamped, like what they're supposed to be,
Yeah.
we would love to know if you've seen these before. Oh, other haul. No, we're not almost done. So that was our thrift store haul. That was my thrift store haul. Other haul. Okay. So my Oakbound Studios fabric of the month came in, but it actually came in for April and May. Like May came in really early. And I know she doesn't always send everybody's at the same time. So if you haven't seen the May fabric yet and you don't want to be spoiled, turn it off now. Right now. I'm serious because I'm going to show it. But first I'm going to show April. So if you haven't gotten your April yet, then I will show May.
Ooh.
So April's fabric of the month, I get 28 count linen because a lot of her stuff is like perfect for fancy ladies.
Oh.
That is good.
It is good.
Floral Dreams might look good on that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? It reminds me a lot of Paranormal, but it's also not anything like it.
No.
But it has like a blue-purple palette.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the things I like about Amy O'Connor Studios is she comes up with the description and then she writes an explanation. So this one is called Forest Floor. This month's fabric is inspired entirely by my springtime wanderings in Pittsburgh. I walk on trails a lot, often with my kids, and this year the weather was crazy. On any given walk, I might see dead leaves from the fall, muddy puddles, coated in ice, and early spring flowers. When I look at this fabric, I see the brown of leaves, the green of new growth, the silver of ice, the purples of a few brave flowers. I may end up stitching Mirabilia's Cathedral Woods Goddess on it. Now, I think the teals and golds would shine. Now, I have a Cathedral Woods Goddess fabric picked out, but I agree it would look great on here.
It looks great.
But so many Mirabilias would look good on here.
Oh, so many.
Which is why I won't get her stuff in a smaller count, because like imagine getting the perfect thing for like a Mirabilia and then being like, no, you got it in 40.
Yeah.
Now you have to wait 6 months to
or
get it.
you could just do a tiny mirror.
That's true. I don't know. I want to do a tiny mirror, but I also am afraid. Okay, now I'm going to show May. Allison. Now, remember when I was talking about needing the yellow fabric for Blackbird? I think this might be too bright for that, but I think I could tea dye it. I think I could tea dye, cut off the piece I need because it's small. Yeah. Tea dye it, and it would be like the perfect gold yellow.
Maybe, but what if you run it?
I'd only be cutting off a small piece.
Okay.
But I'm not going to do any decisions about it until the floss gets here.
Yeah.
But also, like, there are so many things that would look good on here, and I would never buy. That's the fun about color clubs, is like, you get the color, and then a pattern comes along that you want, and you're like, you know what, that would actually be perfect.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's very bright yellow.
I would do something Easter-y on it.
All right, let's hear what this is called Logan's Daffodils. This month's fabric is inspired by my son, Logan. Yellow is one of his favorite colors, and he helped me design and dye this month's selection. It reminds me of the daffodils that grow in abundance in the forest where we have a cabin. On a recent trip there, the hills were covered in bright yellow and white daffodils with their strong green stems and leaves. Two patterns that come to mind would be that would be beautiful on this fabric are Mirabilia's Bianca Bella and March Aquamarine Fairy. This fabric will look stunning, in particular with teals, blues, and purples.
Great. Wow.
That's why I love it. It's like she's got an eye for this stuff.
Yeah.
And she also is giving you tips.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one where it's like, I'm going to wait and see what the floss looks like. But if I cut off like, because you've seen how small those Beatles patterns are.
Yeah.
If I cut off like, measure it, but the right amount and tea dye that, if it doesn't end up working out, I won't like.
I've wasted the whole time.
Yeah. And I won't be mad at myself because I would have been trying something new.
Yeah.
Because I think this would look great with that just a little bit golder. But the gold that fabric I have is a 40 count, and I don't really want to do it on the 40 count. Maybe, we'll see. But anyway, so those are my two fabrics of the month.
Yay. So pretty. Oh my gosh, people are so creative.
And then I told you guys I bought one vintage Mirabilia pattern that I will show you guys. This is actually MD number, I think it's MD1. Yeah, I think it's MD1 because it doesn't even have a number on it. This is called Damask Roses. So Allie from Allie's Use Crafty did a Mirabilia parade when she launched her channel, and she talked about this pattern and shared a story that, and I don't want to like bastardize the story, but basically this pattern is a little bit about loss and motherhood, and so I saw it on eBay for like a really good price, and I was the only person that bid, and I was like, well, thank you.
Yeah, it was meant to be.
All right, then, okay, I have one last piece haul. So for my birthday, I'm turning 40 in July. Yay. And I wasn't gonna do a birthday SAL, and then I was gonna do the piece I picked out for a birthday SAL, or not for a birthday SAL, but just to start my birthday, I decided I don't really want 2 or 3 large L4 samplers going at one time. I'm just gonna stick with the one I have. So I decided I'm gonna do a Hello from Liz Matthews pattern, but the pattern I wanna do is on her Patreon this month, so I figured I would tell you guys now, because if anybody really, so the birthday SAL is going to be the hashtag Hello 40 Birthday SAL. Hello from Liz Matthews. And any whip or new start or whatever, my birthday's July 16th, like any whip or new start, anytime in July, you can count it if you want to count it. I'd be excited to see what you're working on. I'm going to start Secret Garden, which is the Patreon piece that just came out in April, and I'm going to show it now. It only is going to be available to get until May 14th or 15th. I would, if you want to get it, I would get it by the 14th. Because to get it, you got to sign up for her Patreon, and then you can download it for free. It's the $10 tier. It's like the pattern stasher tier. But then on the 15th, it will go away. So at some point on the 15th, like, it will go away. And it won't be available again until she releases it. So if you want to start the exact pattern I'm going to start, that's the one I'm going to start. Or if you were thinking about doing that pattern, there is a SAL for it happening right now, too. So I know a lot of people are stitching it, but I can't deal with it now. And I think it'd be such a good birthday start. Mm-hmm. But if you don't want to start that piece and you just want to stitch on like a Hello from Liz Matthews whip, or she has tons of patterns, she has Quakers and typography and like giant autumn pieces. She has so many different styles. And then also on her website, she has 10 freebies, some of which are seasonal, some of which aren't. So there's so many Hello from Liz Matthews things that almost every person could probably find something from her that they like, and paid, exclusive, and free. Mm-hmm. So whatever style you like.
What's your range?
Yeah. So I figured go ahead and say it now because I am going to start that on my birthday on July 16th. And if you want to do that exact pattern, it is only available for like till the May 14th. But if you don't want to do that exact pattern, you want to do any Hello from Liz Matthews or stitch on any whip you already have of hers or whatever, I would love to have you. And it's the hashtag Hello40 Birthday SAL. Yay! Hello 40.
40 is good. The alternative is death. You have to hit 40 or you'll, it's just not. You gotta hit it.
Okay.
It's fine.
The alternative is death.
The alternative is death.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's my haul.
So we love birthdays.
All right, giveaways. This is the last thing, and then we're done. Giveaways. We had 32 people enter the September September Amethyst Fairy giveaway, which was a lot more people than I thought would enter, which is exciting because we did ask if you wanted it that you actually be somebody who would stitch it and we didn't say you had to have a connection to September, but just that you would stitch it. But so many people left these lovely ways in which they are connected to September. Yeah. Beautiful, haunting, lovely, happy, like so many different ways. And I wish I had 32 copies, but I don't. I have one. So I drew a winner, and the winner is Heather Ellis 13. So Heather Ellis 13.
Congratulations.
DM me or Allison, but more likely me because I'm the one who's going to the post office. Here, these are our Instagrams. DM us, one of us, and tell us your address, and I will send it to you. If you don't have Instagram, comment on this video. Don't say I won the giveaway. All you need to say is I don't have Instagram. And if I see that, and it's coming from at Heather Ellis 13, I'll know exactly what it means and we'll chat more. The winners from our 3K celebration giveaway, half of the people have contacted me and those have gone out. Instagram's messages like disappeared in a weird way. They only show like the last few and then it skips to like 21 weeks ago. And so and I tag a lot of people and talk to a lot of people on Instagram because so I have a lot of messages. So then they will just be gone. So I think I sent one to everyone that contacted me, but if I have not messaged you that yours is in the mail, message me again. And I'm not going to put them, and if you didn't contact me yet, but you won, I'm going to give you guys 2 more weeks to contact me the first time before we say, okay, these patterns can go back into the to draw a pool. Mm-hmm. Now, Fairy Flora, the out of print one was already mailed. But a lot of the other ones, but 5 other ones were not claimed. So just DM us. For the giveaway today, because I've been to the post office a lot and I'm gonna have to go back again. I don't want to go back again. I figured I'd give myself a break and give away a PDF, any PDF of your choice from our Etsy shop. So I have 7 full coverage patterns. They range from 4,000 stitches to 20,000 stitches. So there's something in there for everyone. if you decide, if you win, you don't want any of them, you can wait and see if I release something in the future you'd prefer. Like, that's fine too. Like, oh no, you're making me not send you an email. Like, it's okay. If you are interested in winning this week's giveaway, don't say giveaway, don't say win. You need to be at least 18. You can live anywhere in the world because I'm just emailing you. Actually, I don't think you need to be at least 18 because I'm not asking for a physical address. I just have to be able to email you.
Okay.
But it'd probably be better if you like had a parent give like me your
just
parents'
be a
email.
kosher.
Yeah, but I'm just emailing you literally like a cross stitch pattern and then not contacting you further. So it's and then you need to be subscribed to the channel and like the video. The secret word you need to use in your comment is travel, because I'm a travel photographer and all of these patterns are travel photographs that have been, well, I'm a travel writer, but they're travel photographs. So if you want to win any pattern from my shop now, or save it until one day later you like a different one, just use the word travel in your comment and we'll pick a winner in 2 weeks when we get together. And then if you made it to this point in the video, use the emoji of a soccer ball, because my husband's soccer team is like in the running to Arsenal. They have 2 games left. Manchester City has 3 games left. If Manchester City wins out and Arsenal wins out, then Manchester City wins. But if Manchester City ties and Arsenal wins out, then they win. It's very tight. My husband was up at 6 a.m. yesterday. Been watching these English soccer games.
Yeah.
So use a soccer ball if you made it to this point. Other than that, thank you guys so much. We
and
love
if you have a preference between Arsenal
and Manchester City,
let us know.
Or I think Laura roots for a team. I think she roots for Brighton. Whatever team she rooted for when she said it in one of her videos, Arsenal had just beaten her. And I was like, ooh, or we're about to play her. But I think she like has a connection to the team. But this is my husband's team that I root for, because you just root for. But between them and Oklahoma City being in the NBA,
Oklahoma City
playoffs, it's been a very sports heavy.
Yeah.
Spring.
That's funny because spring is my sports break.
Yeah.
Well, we have NASCAR. But NASCAR is all year. It feels like all year.
They've really figured out a way to make it so you don't ever get sports breaks. Plus, the Olympics are coming up.
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to that.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.